Hello everyone, it's been a while since my last stream. I hope that everybody can hear me good, and if the music is not too loud, as always I'll wait for some feedback on the music and on if you can hear me before we are going to start. So yeah, I'll wait for that in a moment, and then after that we will start. I guess I'll be on for an hour or something, just like usual. And hello Ataro, and welcome Jaden. Glad to hear that it's fine, Mr. Blyham. And then we will start soon. So, I haven't played a lot of Legends in a while, so I was like, well, I want to play it again. So I decided to play it again today, and I was like, well, why not stream it? I asked in the Discord if someone was up for a stream, and one person said yes, so... Well, we'll just stream it. In the meantime, I'll try to answer your lore questions for the best of my capabilities. Again, I am not some kind of library, but I can make some educated guesses in things that I don't know, and things that I don't know, I usually know where you can find the answer, so... Well, let's try. Well, it was your birthday on Tuesday. Well, happy birthday, Mr. Thomas Moon. Are you subscribed to Art True... No, I'm not. I don't really use a lot of Reddit. I have a Reddit account, but I rarely comment on Reddit. Is the new Elder Scrolls 6 going to be a prequel? Well, we don't know is the honest answer. But I personally don't think it will be a prequel, because in the last few games, so Elder Scrolls Legends, Skyrim, and probably also in Blades, they kind of build upon the Thalmor being evil, but they're never the main enemy. So I think that in the Elder Scrolls 6, the Thalmor will definitely be the main enemy, since they've sort of been building towards that. Unless they decided to do something completely different and throw the plot away. It's possible. Hello, Mr. Periotics. And Jaden, well, happy birthday too, if your birthday was yesterday. I saw you playing a game in a different stream. You said it was a mod and you were playing as Daggerfall. It looked like a Heart of Iron mod time thing. No, it was a mod for Medieval, for Total War Medieval 2, the Elder Scrolls Total War mod. It's pretty cool. Fight me in Legends. Sure, Mr. Duke Dogman. If you want to add me, my name is Zorkanov. So if I'm gonna get a friend request from you in the next 2 minutes, I'll add you and we can do a fight. I suck at Elder Scrolls Legends, so you're probably gonna win. Dwemer Oil. Guess we are going to have some democracy in Elder Scrolls 6. Probably. Welcome, Krista. Ozan tell you this is Dwemer. Oh yeah, right. Hope it's in Valenwood. It would be cool if it was in Valenwood. Why are elves such bullies? I don't know. Mr. Duke Dogman, I'm still waiting for your... friend request. If I'm gonna get it anytime soon, then we will be able to fight. And if I'm not going to get it anytime soon, then I will just do a random fight. Dwemer might be time travelers. Yeah, I heard that theory, but I don't know. I'm not really into the overcomplicated theories, because usually you send the friend request. Okay, let's see. Is this you? I think it is. If it is you, then... Oh, Emperor Dogman, yeah. Emperor Dogman has come online. Alright, so we're going to fight against Mr. Dogman then, for the first battle. Let me just warn you that I absolutely suck at this game, and since the whole new AI thing, of UI thing, I have no idea where to even, like, find... If you challenge me, Mr. Dogman, that would be cool. Are there any weird Elder Scrolls theories you buy into, or at least interest you? Well, the theory that the Thalmor want to unmake the world, I think is very weird. And it's not very likely, since their actions... Ah, nice. Since their actions are not really pointing towards them wanting that. However, it's an interesting theory and I like learning about it. Will Morrowind rise again? Probably, yeah. I mean, eventually. Emperor Dogman the Gravedigger. Alright. Let's see. I haven't used this deck in a really long time, and even before then I completely sucked at Elder Scrolls Legends. So trust me, I'm gonna lose hard to this man. Yeah, I made a map of Tamriel and used Lego bricks to show legions. So one regular Lego brick is 100 soldiers, red is Imperial, yellow is Altmeri Dominion, blue is Stormcloak, and green is Argonian. Seriously, if you have that, Jaden, and if you have me on Discord or have my email, send a picture of it. I would like to see it. Seriously. It's pretty interesting. Ancano wants to unmake the world, not the Thalmor. Yeah, exactly. That's what I think as well. But I mean, we won't know because we haven't spoken to real higher up Thalmor yet, so yeah. Do you know the feeling when you stop procrastinating to be entirely lazy again and watch a stream? Yeah, I know that. I mean, I have things to do, but I started to stream now. Aw, lethal. That's stupid. Guess I'll just have to... I suck at this game and probably people are going to laugh hard at me for doing this and it's really stupid. But I'll still do it anyway. But the fun thing is, Mr. Dogman can just see on stream what I'm doing, so who cares? Will Teneth ever be free? Yeah, I think so. What do you think about the general TES Lore community? I think it's divided, and I don't really like the fact that it's divided. That's what I'm going to say about it, because I don't really like taking sides, even though I probably should, and I probably have in the past. What's your favorite Morrowind house? I think House Lalu, but then only for Crashius Curio. It's just... Suppress, silence a creature, yeah. I am already losing this game. You know what, I'm just going to put this one in. Yeah, and then we're going to attack this guy. What do you think the Thalmor actually want? Elven supremacy. Oh my god, this music is really loud. Let me just turn it down a little. Who are the superior slaves, cats or lizards? Lizards, what do you think? How does the Minotaurs lost the Empire? What do you mean? Can you explain how it's divided? Well, it's more or less divided in the sense that some people tend to accept non-canonical sources into their interpretation of the lore, while others will not accept that. And then there's people who are in like kind of a grey line, and there's no... I mean, it's divided on the consensus on what's lore, and that's what's annoying, because that's what makes making videos harder, because I am personally usually sticking to what I can find in the games, because the fun part about making videos is being able to go into the games and do your own research. That's what I like about this. But then I don't really know which side to pick, because I'm not too invested into it. What happened to Vivek? Well, depends on who you ask. Have you ever thought about using the Elder Scrolls mods for Medieval 2 for your videos? I have used it in my video on the Great War, but my computer is not really that strong, and I have found that trying to get footage in there is a real pain, since my computer can't handle it in full frames. I mean, it always drops at like 15 FPS. The fact that I was able to record whatever I recorded for the Great War Remade video is really weird already for my computer. Have you played Daggerfall? Yeah, shortly. Yeah, I'm dead. I mean, I have played it very short because I couldn't get a hang of the controls. So that's mostly my fault. But yeah, I found it fun. Balazar is the son of Alessia, and a Minotaur are the ones of the Empire, right? How does the Minotaur... Wait. It could be the language barrier, but I don't really understand what you're trying to ask, Razor Shell. Yeah, I'm not gonna win this. Draw a creature from your discard pile. Let's devour... yeah, why not this guy? We'll devour this guy, I suppose. Yay! Let's attack while we still can. I lost this hard, but I'm still gonna continue. You can change the controls. What I did for Daggerfall, there's a YouTube video for it. Yeah, I know. I don't know. Ever since I tried it, and it was pretty laggy because I had to play it in an emulator, like the DOSBox emulator. And again, I don't know where people get the assumption that I have some high-end setup for my computer, but my computer is weak as shit most of the time. Let's see, what can I do? I can give up, but I won't. I will go down with dignity.
The illusion mage is never as he seems.
Bye.
I hear and obey. Into the breach, no mercy.
Yeah, I'm already dead, so who cares? Daggerfall Unity. Oh, that's pretty cool. I should try Daggerfall Unity. Balazar was a Minotaur and on one of the... What do you mean, on one of the Emperors? I wonder how he lost his... Wait, I'll put it in my notes and I'll check it out for you, because I don't quite understand what you're talking about. Give me a moment. Balazar... Congrats, Dogman. What are your interests without Elder Scrolls, politics, history, games, by the way? Well, I'm pretty interested in politics. Just try to not talk about it in general on the internet, because people tend to be very toxic. So I'll just keep it to real life in terms of politics. History, I'm also very interested in, especially 20th century history. And in terms of games, it's really weird that I even play Elder Scrolls and that I like Elder Scrolls. I really love it a lot. I mean, that's apparent since I have a lot of videos regarding Elder Scrolls. Oh, my laptop is doing weird stuff. I mean, I really like Elder Scrolls a lot. Let's do story, because then I don't have a turn timer. No, we'll do another level. But, I mean, I mostly just play pretty casual games, not really the hardcore kind of games. Can we play it from the beginning, maybe? No, not from the beginning. I'll do the bandit ambush. Play. Yeah, I'll just use the Legion deck. What do the Dark Elf think of the Dominion? We don't really know. To our knowledge, the Thalmor are not quite fond of the Dark Elves, so I would... I mean, they probably won't hate them as much as the Dominion hates the humans. But to our knowledge, they aren't like the best of friends. What do you think about the theory that the Thalmor want to deactivate the towers? Two remaining are in Skyrim and High Rock. I talked about that earlier in the stream, that I personally think that it's unlikely, but that it's possible and that I'm personally interested in the theory, even though I personally don't think it's true. Hello everyone, cheers from Ukraine. Well, hello, cheers from the Netherlands. Your deck hasn't aged well, yeah, I know. Trust me, Kajir, I never play this game usually. I just play it for fun. It's not like I really... I mean, my deck was never good. For all terms and purposes. So, do you have a console or is it just PC? I have a PC and I have a Switch. Just sent you pictures on Discord. A bit ruined, but it gets done. Let me see if I can get the pictures. Why would a Lamia be in a bandit stronghold in Vardenfell? Yeah, that's a good question and one that I tried to answer myself, but I couldn't. Oh, that's pretty cool, Mr. Jaden. Your map is very cool too. Your thoughts about Daggerfall Unity? Well, I only just discovered that it exists and I really need to play it because it might just make Daggerfall more enjoyable for me. We need to invade Akavir. Well, that went very well the last time we tried to invade Akavir. I think that's a great idea to do it again. I mean, last time went so well, right? Let's just destroy both of those guys.
The power of the East fills me. This one grows impatient.
By the way, am I even using my right microphone? Not all high elves are evil, only members of the Thalmor. Yeah, I know. What do you think is the most powerful military in Tamriel by the time of Skyrim? I think the Dominion and the Empire are pretty much evened up. I mean, that's what I've tried to more or less emphasize in my videos over the past years. I mean, we haven't gotten much updates since then, so I mean, the consensus hasn't changed much since the last information we gotten since Skyrim, because Legends plays before Skyrim and Blades presumably also plays before Skyrim. So we don't quite know, but I personally think that the Dominion and the Empire are at this point pretty much even. There's an Imperial scholar that's saying that the Needs were indigenous to Tamriel and didn't came from Atmora. What is your opinion? I personally think that they did came from Atmora, but it's also possible that there was a branch of Needs that maybe migrated earlier, and that's why the confusion might derive from that there might have been Needs before those on Tamriel. But to be honest, I am not too much into the early history, but I personally don't think. Legends plays during and after the events of Skyrim. Oh yeah, right, there's like the Clockworks DLC, but it wasn't, you didn't really get any geopolitical information. Ah, you fool, you fell victim to the classic blunders, the most famous of which is never get involved in a land war in Akavir. Are high elves actually ever high? Well, mine is, because he took a lot of skooma. Let's do this. And let's attack him now. Again, I suck at this game and I try to watch the chat for the most of the time, so I mean, I'm sorry for completely being destroyed by even a weak-ass NPC. What if we brought the Dragonborn plus basic entirety of Tamriel to Akavir? Didn't the Saci want the Dragonborn? I don't know if they still want the Dragonborn. At least in the past they did want it. I mean, can't deny that. Let's see, if we place Tullius here. Make Winterhold great again. Yes, we should. Whole of Skyrim is full of hints that Thalmor is behind the war. Yeah, the Thalmor are partly behind the civil war in Skyrim, but then again, without Ulfric, there wouldn't have been a war. So I wouldn't blame them fully for the war in Skyrim. I mean, if Ulfric just had behaved, there would have not been a war. But yeah, they are definitely trying to stir up the war to be to drag it out at least. What if Old Muris was just Tamriel? I believe that's a theory, but I haven't read too much about it. How do you feel about the Lusty Argonian Maids? That's a good book. Do you play any Elder Scrolls Online? Well, Michael, I used to play it a bit, then I quit for a long time, and now I am playing it again. But very casually. I'm like only doing missions and not really doing dungeons or anything. Let's see. Okay, we're going to destroy this guy later this turn, I think. Yeah, he's destroyed. Maybe the Saci want a Dragonborn so they could invade the Capotun or something, because their leader is a dragon, and I think that's where the dragon comes from. We know that the dragons came from Akavir. At least they migrated from Akavir in early history to Atmora and to later to Tamriel. However, I don't know exactly why they wanted a Dragonborn. Dude, I wanted to do the normal mission. Oh, wait. But I won't know their exact motives. I mean, it could be that there are still some dragons left on Akavir and they needed a Dragonborn to fight them. But whether it's per se against the Kapotun, we don't know. But it's an interesting thought. Thoughts on the left-handed elves? Well, my thoughts on them are that we don't know much about them. The things we know about them, I basically have said before, most of the time in my Yokuda video, and I have said it in my lore lectures. And yeah, the general consensus was that we don't know much about them at all. So, sorry, there's not too much. Are wood elves cannibals? Some of them are, apparently. When Ysgrimor came to Tamriel, did he commit crimes against the Elven? Did he fight them, or did he came as a peaceful settler? Perhaps he did something that justified the Elven actions in Saarthal. Well, that's an interesting question, and I definitely think that... I mean, we see it from a human perspective, in that sense, because, as you know, history gets written by the winners, so... The Snow Elf perspective, we won't hear much of it if there's something like a Snow Elf perspective that maybe the humans committed crimes. So we won't know what the humans might have done, because the humans over the centuries were the winners after all. I mean, they basically extincted all of the Snow Elves, and then the remaining ones, they got extincted, they got basically transformed by the Dwemer. So we won't know if the humans ever did something to deserve Saarthal. I mean, if you see how peace... No, that's maybe not really a good terminology. But... I'm trying to formulate it carefully, but the gist of it is that if the humans did something to deserve Saarthal, then we probably won't know, because history gets written by the winners. And the winners in this case were definitely the humans. Or at least the Nords. Thank you very much for your generous donation, Mr. GX Editor. Ball will rise again. Yes, Molak Ball definitely will rise again. What's your favorite and least favorite race? My favorite race is definitely the Imperials, at least in lore perspective. And my least favorite race is probably Argonian. Not because I don't like their lore or because I don't like the Argonians. I just never really played as one, and I don't know. I've played as all the Elder Scrolls races, but I sort of always overlook the Argonians, and I know that a lot of people hate me for it. I mean, I've gotten complaints in the past, but yeah, that's basically just how it stands. Do you think it's possible that we will see any new Daedric prints currently unknown to us? It's possible, but I'm not sure. I heard Yokuda had an Oricasium tower. That's possible. I don't quite know about it. Sorry. That said, the humans probably had it coming. We kinda suck. Yeah, maybe. Paniro from the Discord here. Hey, you were the one why this stream happened. So, welcome, Mr. Feudal Lord. Why did the Dwemmers disappear? That depends on who you ask. Some people give a more metaphysical explanation, and others give a less metaphysical explanation. I made a video on it back in my first year, and if you want, that's basically still my thoughts on it, the things that are in there. My least favorite were the Khajiit and Argonians. My favorite were always the Imperials and the Wood Elves. Well, I wouldn't really agree on Wood Elves though, but I mean, sure, each to their own. They still exist on their island undisturbed. Who do you mean? What are your favorite Aedra and Daedra and least favorite Aedra and Daedra? My favorites are probably Akatosh and Maroon's Dagon. Not because of who they are, but basically just what they did. I mean, they basically had the main roles in Oblivion, and I really like the plot of Oblivion. So, logically, I'll like them more. Am I gonna lose to a NPC? It seems that I will. Because I haven't been paying attention at all. Does Akavir really exist? Well, yeah. Khajiit always didn't like they got played so much because of their claw attacks. Well, I mean, some people really like the concept of the Khajiits. And I must say, it's an interesting concept, just not my favorite. What do you think the most likely for the Civil War outcome for the Civil War would be for the Elder Scrolls 6? I think either Imperial victory or an impasse, so a peace treaty of sorts. Sorry. We'll put him here. Him here. I'll kill him. Alright, let's see. What are your thoughts on what Sheik said about cannon being in the hands of the player when he left? What are your thoughts on what Sheik said about cannon being in the hands of the player when he left ZeniMax Online Studio? Oh yeah. I think that that's to be determined in the next Elder Scrolls. I personally keep to the canon that's currently set out. But if fan theories are confirmed in Elder Scrolls 6, I will not fight it. That's my stance on it. Will the Empire collapse? Probably not. Considering that it's, at least in Cyrodiil, as far as we know, still relatively stable. General Falco, do you think the Empire might take an advantage of the Dragon Crisis in Skyrim, provided they will win the Civil War, since the Legions know how to create Dragon Skill armor since the days of Riemann? It's possible, but I don't really think that Bethesda has thought that far, if you get my meaning. But it's completely possible that they will eventually do that. I find it really annoying that that the game keeps going to this scene. Oh wait, I know that this has a cool cutscene, so I'll watch it. I really like this view of the Imperial City. But yeah. Oh, I made the wrong chores. Oh no. The Orb of Vermina is destroyed. Where would you like to see Elder Scrolls 6 set? Probably Hammerfell. I wouldn't quite like Hammerfell. Or Valen would probably even better. Do you think we'll ever see Akavir? Maybe in like a flashback. That would be cool. But I don't really think that we will actually go there. Do you think they're gonna do some backhanded Easter egg to the Dragonborn in the next game? Yeah, I think that you'll see some sort of Easter egg to the Dragonborn, but I think that it will be more defined than just some body in a cave, like you suggest. Because from every protagonist, we've kind of heard what he did. Like with you hear in Oblivion that the protagonist of Morrowind has gone to Akavir, and then in Skyrim you hear Sheogorath say that he was around for the entire thing with Maroon's Dagon, alluding to the fact that the champion of the hero of Kvarch became the new Sheogorath after the Grey March. So I think that's some kind of thing alluding to what the Dragonborn is doing now, probably being Hermaeus Mora's servant in Apocrypha. I think we will get some sort of confirmation of that, or at least some sort of confirmation of what he is doing at this moment. Or at least this moment after Skyrim, I mean. What happened to the dragon? Oh yeah, I already answered that question, I think. Also because 4,000 years or so they would have forgotten. Yeah, that's possible. Do you think the Thalmor practice high elf slavery in the Somersets? I don't know about high elf slavery, but I do think some form of slavery. I mean, we know that they have working camp prisons to some extent. So, summon you gain 3 health. Okay, we'll do that. Will you be playing Blades? I just ordered a new phone, so yeah, I'll be able to run it. Are Dark Seducers relatives to Daedric Prince Nocturnal? I don't know. I'm sorry. Which is more interesting for the Dwemer, to remain gone or for them to return? I think to remain gone is more interesting, but it would be interesting to see another Yagrum Bagarn, so someone who escaped the disappearance. What do you think the current situation with the Sea Elves? Well, last time we saw them, they got, well, at least last time history saw them, they got pretty much wrecked. So, I don't know if they'll be returning anytime soon, but I think that we will see them back. I mean, we've seen them in Elder Scrolls Online, which was sort of a surprise to me that they would do that, but it was cool to finally see them at least. That was, I think, one of my most memorable things that I picked up from Elder Scrolls Online back in the day when I played it for the first time. That you could actually see the Sea Elves, the Marmor. Listen, Mr. Thing, I don't know what you're doing, but your witch thing is kind of OP. Let's do a midnight sweep. Oh wait, that wasn't smart at all. I should have used this one. I should have done that, and I didn't do it for some reason. Well, no way back now. Would be cool to play as a Sea Elves, yeah it would. Yagrum returns in Elder Scrolls 6, but he's absolutely ripped. Wasn't he ripped before? Hey, the Snow Elf in the Forgotten Vale says something about the Falmer were blinded through a toxin, but not enough to devolve them into what they are today. How did they devolve other than the toxin? I think through torture of the race by the Dwemer. If a film were to be made about the historical events... Oh no, wait. If a film were to be made about the historical events on Tamriel, which would you want? I'm thinking about the Alessian Rebellion, the Battle of Red Mountain, or 500, directed by Zack Snyder. I think the Alessian Rebellion could be a cool movie, but I'd rather have them not touch the Elder Scrolls with Hollywood. I mean, we haven't seen the best kind of examples of that happening with video games. Magic for noobs like High Elves, what? We will see a lost... Wait, what are you saying? Will we see a lost of someone such as Morrowind, Lost Dwemer, Skyrim, Lost Snow Elf, ESO, Lost Sea Elf? Well, I don't think the Sea Elves are completely destroyed. Maybe Lost slowed, but I mean they also are doing still pretty well, if I remember correctly. But I could have misremembered that, sorry. Mr. Kuyo, can you give a source for what you're claiming? Because I don't know. Do you think the Psijic Order will be in the Elder Scrolls 6? It's possible, but I sort of doubt it. But it's possible. Snow Elves, to my knowledge, aren't from Admora. And they aren't native people of Skyrim as well. They are sort of cousins of the other elves. Mr. Kuyo, I won't be joining the podcast as I told in Discord because I have had something coming up. I would refer you to the podcast Discord, which you haven't replied to. Who or what are the gods of the Thalmor? Probably just the High Elf Pantheon. What came before the Ayleids in Cyrodiil? Well... nature. Since there are 9 provinces, what do you think Bethesda will do for ESO or the Elder Scrolls 10, ESO 10 or the Elder Scrolls 10 if they do 1 province each? I mean, if such a thing will ever happen, ESO 10 or Elder Scrolls 10, I don't really think that... I don't think we will get that far, and if we will get that far, they will probably do some kind of a remake of a previous game. Do you think it's possible that the Falmer we see in Skyrim are actually the Snow Elf worshippers of Trinamech? Thank you for your generous donation, Mr. GX Editor, but doesn't Paladin Galabor say especially that they have worshipped Auriel? Or do you mean like the devolved Falmer. If you can specify that, I can say something more about it. Oh, transformed like the Orsimer. It's possible, but if it is true, then I cannot really say much about it because I get a message. That's not good. It's possible that that's the case, that they were the worshippers of Trinimec. But if that's true, then I don't quite have the knowledge base to confirm it. Unfortunately. The Betrayed. Yeah, it's possible. But then again, I don't really have the knowledge base to confirm your suspicion. Curio, doesn't Paladin Galabor, I was looking for the name, explicitly say that they also worship Trinimec? That the Snow Elves also worship Trinimec? That's something I remembered. I don't know for sure. Might have misremembered it. Will Elder Scrolls 6 be a prequel? I answered that before on stream, and it seems unlikely due to the setup they made for Skyrim and Legends. But, I mean, it's possible. We will see eventually. How do you think Saint Jip managed to drive the entire species of cliff racers from Vardenfell? He had climate change on his side. I don't know. I literally don't know how it is. I think they just made a fun story for Jip. Not really something that probably actually happened. I mean, if someone actually knows how it happened, I mean, tell me, because I would like to know. But I found the entire story of Saint Jip just to be fun and not really make sense, if you get what I mean. How old do you think Knight Paladin Galabor is? At least 1,000 years. At least. Do you think we'll ever get an Elder Scrolls game in Blackmarsh? It's possible. I mean, we got Murkmire for Elder Scrolls Online, so I mean, they basically don't really give a shit about their previous established lore, so maybe they will just no longer care about the uninhabitability for the other races and just make a game in Blackmarsh eventually. It's possible. It would explain why the Chantry of Ariel remained untouched until the Betrayed eventually found it, and Galabor did say they had chantries for the other Altmeri gods. Yeah, I mean, I don't quite know. What do you think of Young Scrolls? I'm sorry, I've heard the name before, but I literally don't know who it is, so sorry.
We have a date with destiny.
Do the Durrani still practice human slavery or other forms? It's possible, but I don't think they are, because they are trying to be a neutral power in High Rock, and I don't think that the human kingdoms of High Rock would like to accept a neutral power that just enslaves their own kind. But for all intents and purposes, it's still possible that they do it. And this was also a stupid idea, I think. But it's possible. But I have to protect the Emperor. Does evolution exist in Tamriel? I think it does, but others think they don't. But I personally think it does, seeing the history that we have. What get you into Elder Scrolls? The first game that I played was Morrowind, but the first game that I played a lot was Oblivion. Mjol says she hunted cliff racers in Vardenfell in the 4th era. Really? That's interesting. No Zork, not science, yes. Yes, Guo, yes, science. What if the next Elder Scrolls game is called The Youth Swipes? I don't know how to answer that. I don't know if I should respond to that. It just doesn't work? What do you mean? Oh, it's like a play on what Todd said, I think. Warcry. Can I then destroy the guy? I don't think I can. I think I'm basically fucked at this point, but you know what? Let's preserve what I can preserve, I suppose. Fuck you. Oh, the chat is certainly going too fast. Galabor has to be a fair bit older than the Empire, since Serana didn't know it existed. Yeah, he has to be very, very old. In the ESO Crown Store there's a lizard pet that you can buy and it's said to have been the ancestors of modern Argonians. Is that fucked up or what? Maybe it was like a first model of Argonian that Hist made, but Argonian evolution doesn't really work that way. Why Balfira Island wasn't invaded by the Cyrodiilic empires? Wasn't it? I think it was. I had a weird dream last night about the name of the Elder Scrolls 6 being changed because of a lawsuit. Do you your thoughts on the Elder Scrolls 6 lawsuit? Which lawsuit? I haven't followed it too much to know what lawsuit you're talking about, unfortunately. Do you consider yourself more of a mage or a warrior in the Elder Scrolls games? I think warrior, because I generally enjoy playing as a sword shield character more, but okay, this isn't really going the way I had hoped it would go.
Awaiting orders.
Yeah, I've lost. Oh, the Redfall lawsuit. I haven't heard too much about it. Do you think there's enough interesting lore to cover until Elder Scrolls 6 is released? No. But perhaps Blades will bring us some new lore, and eventually I can go to ESO lore, and that's a lot. So there's enough lore, I think, but not enough lore in the current main games. Would you like to see, and is it possible that a Redguard Empire... if I want to see a Redguard Empire, considering that they are Tamriel's most talented warriors. A Redguard Empire would be cool, but they are not really unified enough to make that possible. So, it would be cool, but I don't think it's possible, since they've always been at odds with each other through history. But they seem to get along better these days, so who knows? Mage characters aren't too popular because in the beginning of the game is too slow for them. I would disagree with that. I mean, being a mage in the beginning is, at least for me, was pretty OP back in the day that I first played. I just generally just like it more to play as a sort of realistic character, if that makes sense. I guess it doesn't, because it's all like
The illusion mage is never as he seems.
fantasy game. But still, that's why I enjoy sword shield combination more. Not saying it's better or something. Did you play Elder Scrolls 1 and 2? I did for a short time. But my controls for it were too bad. Is Piendone Lord Tamriel continent? What? Can people travel to Piendone? Well, yeah, they did in the past. I have been defeated. Oh no. It's so sad. It's so sad. Let's do some of the Dark Brotherhood questline. I like that questline. At least the bit I played of it. Stories, Fall of the Dark Brotherhood. I think, yeah, I only have episode 1 unlocked, and I still only have, I think I should, I'll just play some random battles. I mean, I'm not really,
Too many questions. I think it's time we taught you.
I'm basically just talking all the time. What happened to the player character after Elder Scrolls 1 Arena? I don't know, I'm sorry. Is it possible to travel to Lig? I don't think it is, because we don't even know if Lig is real. So this is what Legends looks like. Yeah, it is. Is Mike the Liar a god? I think he's a clever Easter egg, and I don't think he's a god. Wait, what was the lane bonus? After a creature takes damage, it gains... Oh no. I liked this battle when I did it for the first time. Sorboy, will you fight me in Legends? No, because my deck sucks and it's very outdated. So I can't win anything. I will just be humiliated. Alright, let's see. Guard. We'll put the guard here.
By your command.
And let's see. Oh no, he won't survive. Never mind. Or he will. I think Maik is a god, but I don't think that's the story is going anywhere. Well, I mean, eventually it doesn't really matter. Where will be set Elder Scrolls Blades? I think Cyrodiil. Not sure. Every night when I walk around the Grey Quarter... oh no. Filthy Storm Cloak. I just realized that I suck bad at this game.
Imperial soldiers never surrender.
Does Alt Muris truly exist? I think it does. Or at least it used to exist.
Craven fool. Hardly worth my time.
But then again, there are very divided theories on that. We don't know which one is the truth. I think it existed, but others think it doesn't. I mean, basically that's life. Differing opinions everywhere around you. Really, Kuyo, has that been confirmed? Oh, that's interesting. How I'm gonna Google it.
I await your command.
I mean, don't get me wrong, but I don't quite follow the most recent Elder Scrolls news. I mean, if there's like a really big trailer for something, I'll watch it, but I don't really see anything about Elder Scrolls Blades being confirmed for Iliac Bay. If you have a source for that, also send that to me. I'm reading, sorry. Why don't we invade Piandene? Because, well, that didn't go too well last time. Would Blades be worth playing for the story, even if you don't like card games? I would say no. Because the story is basically in cutscenes, and they are all online in HD, so if you really want to experience the story of Legends, you can just do that by watching the cutscenes instead of playing the game. Because if card games aren't your thing, you're not really going to like this game, I think. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. How do you feel about Elder Scrolls 6 after the Fallout 76 thing? I have a pretty good confidence in Elder Scrolls 6. I know I shouldn't have, but I think that after Fallout 76 they know what they did wrong, and they probably won't fuck up that bad again, or at least I hope so. We don't quite know about it. Can people still visit Yokuda? Yeah, you can, because there's a guy in, or at least what remains of Yokuda after the sinking. Because there's a guy in Oblivion that literally tells you that ships go out to Yokuda in. So, yeah, you can still visit Yokuda, or at least what remains of it then. And we don't know how much of it remains. I mean, the most people think that what remains of Yokuda, and I'm among those people, is what you see on the map in Elder Scrolls Redguard. You can still see Yokuda there. People relax. Fallout 76 is a mid-cycle game like New Vegas was. Yeah, but New Vegas was actually good. Hello there, Wizard Cat. Let's see. We're gonna put you here. We're gonna destroy you. We're gonna put you here. Then we're gonna destroy this guy. In your opinion, did Arca used to be immortal? I don't know. I would like to give my opinion on that, but I think that if I did, I'm only gonna give things that I cannot really properly source. Hey, do you think Elder Scrolls 6 should have a small area for multiplayer, like a dungeon or a raid? That would be cool, but if they, since they can't already do it well with Fallout 76, I would just focus on good single player and not on shoehorning in multiplayer. Oh no. Yeah, that guy regenerates, so we'll have to wait one more turn. Does Elder Scrolls exist in the same universe as Fallout? I don't think it does. And even if it does, it wouldn't really matter, since both universes won't really interact with each other, since it's either very far in the future or not. Was Vardenfell cut from Skyrim because Solstheim Guard says travel is no longer possible? I don't think it is. If Vardenfell was planned for a DLC for Skyrim, I find it unlikely. I mean, it's the setting of Morrowind, and they basically just did Solstheim for the nostalgia. If they did Vardenfell 2, I think that would have been too expensive for Bethesda. I don't know. How come Manmarco isn't a Lig or a Gold in Oblivion and it's just some Altmer Necromancer? I think there's just engine limitations, to be honest. Did the events of Poison Song, which is a series of books you could find in Morrowind, really happen? It's possible. I've read it a long time ago, and with a long time ago I mean even before I started Imperial Knowledge. I don't really remember what it was about, but I believe it was some kind... It came... Okay, I can't really say too much about it because I literally can't remember what it was about. I'm sorry. Did Timber Septim invade Artaeum? I don't know. Did he? Let me... I'm gonna note it down too. Just like the comment on Belazar. Because I really want to know myself. Is it just me, or don't we have any music anymore? Wait, let me just unmute the music of Legends. I think that's better. Is our God of Chaos in the Elder Scrolls lore? Well, Maroon's Dagon. He is chaos and change. Does feminism exist in Tamriel? Well, if it did exist, then it at least succeeded, since women and men are pretty much equal in the Elder Scrolls universe. So I wouldn't say that... Either it was never needed because women were already equal, or it has already succeeded far in the past. Oh, Wayrest. I have a feeling we will visit both High Rock and Hammerfell in Elder Scrolls 6. That would be cool. Do you like the way they set up the Redguard lore? They were supposed to be based on North African culture, but now they have a samurai aesthetic as well as some North mythos. I quite like the Redguard lore as it is. I mean, it's pretty cool, I think. I want to see the aftermath of the pirate raids. Oh yeah, on Wayrest. Yeah, that would be cool. How do you think the Empire-Dominion conflict will end? Well, I don't know. It depends on who is better prepared. They both are preparing very well, but I don't know. Will the Dominion meet their end though, Mr. Blue Demon? I mean, the Dominion is a pretty stable country, and I don't think that even a war... I mean, I don't think the Empire can completely conquer the Dominion. So, I don't think so. Do the Sigic Order have an independent state in Artaeum? Well, depending on what you say independent. I mean, they're probably not a recognized state, or at least not recognized as being sovereign by the Altmeri Dominion. But it's not like the Altmeri Dominion can claim the land. I mean, they can make a formal claim on the island of Artaeum. But, I mean, if you can't take it over, it's not really yours. I mean, the same with the China-Taiwan situation. China can't really reclaim Taiwan, and they don't recognize it as an independent country. Meanwhile, Taiwan functions like an independent country. I think it's the same case with Artaeum and the Somersets. Or at least in this point, since the Dominion wants control of Artaeum, to our knowledge. You hear that in the Winterhold questline. If the Dominion were to meet their end, there has to be a revolution in elsewhere that the Empire secretly backs. Well, more would be needed than just that. Do you think there should be more non-game material for the Elder Scrolls series? No. I like the idea. The problem is that non-game material has already divided the entire community at this point. So I think the less out-of-game material there is, the better it in the end is for the community. See you later, periodics. Dunmer women are the best. Everything else is heresy. Sure, man. Each their own. Do you think dragons might have a connection to Molag Bal? I don't know. They might, but I don't think they are, to be honest. It seems unlikely to me. A Blue Demon, I really recommend to watch my lore lectures. I covered the entire Dawn Age there. An official comic book like the ones I had for Redguard would be amazing to still have. Yeah, it is. I have like a hardcover copy of the one from Redguard that I made myself, because the real one isn't really able. I can't get it here in the Netherlands since I believe it was USA exclusive. But I really like my... No, indeed, Mr. David Bowie. Dragons, I don't think they have anything to do with Molag Bal. I think that if we want to empower the Elder Scrolls franchise, all Elder Scrolls franchise need is 2 good movies. Yeah, but you need good movies, and most game movies haven't been too great. Will Akavir invade Tamriel again? Eventually, I think they will. I don't know if it will be soon though, but I think eventually they will again. Do you think they should add new races or leave it be? I think they should leave it be, but also make the world population a bit more diverse. A bit like they did in Elder Scrolls Online, where they added Marmor and so the Sea Elves and some other minor races. I think that would be cool. I mean, modders could just mod the races in, but at least then they would have more diversity. Just like we don't see any Argonian or Khajiit children. I mean, more diversity, at least in the NPCs, would be enough for me to an extent. What's the Dragon Break? I can't really explain that. I simply don't know enough about it. Well, if ESO cinematic are anything to go by, a movie wouldn't be bad at all. Well, if it was a cinematic movie, I would reconsider. But if it was a live action movie with real people in it, I wouldn't really want it. Because Akatosh is the dominant agent. Alright. Blue Demon, don't open that box. Anyway, I got a split piece out. Yeah, I'm also gonna go buy soon. What happened to the Sloth? I believe the last time we heard of them was during the invasion. But I should check that again. Do you have any idea of what the relation is between the Khajiit and the Kapotun? I don't know if there is a relation, but it's possible. Was Artaeum conquered by Tiber Septim? We don't know, or at least I don't know. I haven't really read anything on it. I have noted it down though on my notepad that I have next to me, because I wanted to know myself if it's true. What about the mix, like the Warcraft movie? I don't know. I would like them to spend the budget on new games and not on movies. But then again, that's just my opinion. Will you do some video about the Shivering Isles? Recently I did a little bit on the Shivering Isles in a collaboration with Lady of Scrolls, but not too much. But sure, I can add it. Wait, let me just add it right now to my request list. I'll open it. I don't believe I have any requests for Shivering Isles yet, or at least not on my current list. Alright, got it. Movies are a dying industry. I would disagree. Maybe cinema movies are dying, but not necessarily Netflix and other streaming services. How intelligent are the Droog? They are, I think, a mix between a real intelligent race and an animal, if you get my meaning. Imperial, why do people hate ESO? Because ESO is very different from regular gameplay. If you're not an MMO guy, you're not really going to like Elder Scrolls Online. I mean, I'm not an MMO guy, and I must say it's not my favorite game, but I don't particularly dislike it. I mean, I'm playing it right now in the last few weeks. I've been playing it again. Although, very casually. I mean, I'm not really... Yeah. I'm not too invested into ESO. But I like it, for what it's worth. Was Murak the first Dragonborn? Probably not. Not the first. I mean, wasn't... Oh, no. I don't know. I mean, it's basically... We don't know. He states that he is the first Dragonborn, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was the first discovered Dragonborn. But I don't know if he was the actual first Dragonborn. Do the Fox people of Black Marsh live in the nearby islands of Black Marsh? I believe the Fox people, so the Lilmoth, were extinct. Completely extinct. And they can't really come back. What did the Chimer look like? Well, we still have some Chimer in ESO, so I recommend you to Google it, and then you can see a perfect example of what a Chimer looks like. If anything, Almalexia, she is fully Chimer. How do you not know? Well, I'm not an Elder Scrolls god. I still learn things. I mean, the main reason why I make videos is so I can learn about the topics myself. I mean... But, by the way, I see that we have been going on for a little over an hour. And as I said, I promised I would be streaming for an hour or so. So, I'm going to shut down the stream now because I have a really sore throat and no water left in my glass. So, maybe I'll stream again next month or maybe sooner when I'm up for it. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If not, well, the time I had was at least fun. I hope that I could give some at least partially satisfactory answers. But yeah, then again, I have to do it with my own knowledge base. So we'll see you all later, and thank you all for watching the stream. I am going to go, and my next video will be uploaded later this week. It's either going to be the Akavir remake if I have enough time to finally finish it up, or it's going to be another subject. With that said, I'll see you all in the upcoming video, and thank you all for the positive comments in the